Hi guys, it's middle of Jan 2017, another update. I've got some hardy salad under two clutches. I've got hoops and with plastic, and underneath that the old plastic sort of propagator lids. I'm using, it's quite fashionable now to use two layers to protect crops in the middle of winter. We've got coriander, got garlic, that's early purple white. We've got spinach, can't remember the name of the variety. They're doing alright, especially impressed with the coriander. I think that coriander was sown in October in trays and then put out here I think about a month ago, and it's perfectly fine. The soil itself underneath the two clutches, put me out, look, and it's reasonably, it's not cold, it's not cold at all really, whereas we've had frost elsewhere which feels, where it's not been covered, it feels very cold, so it seems to be working really well. Picking a bit of coriander. I pick it by the method that what's his name, Charles Dowding goes on about. Do the outside ones and let the middle ones grow out. He does a sort of a twist thing, but I can never do it. Look right down the bottom, down at the sides, and it'll regrow back. It looks nice and tidy. There's nowhere for slugs to hide. See, I chuck the manky ones away. Yeah, and this will grow back in a couple of weeks. Homegrown coriander is really nice. Yeah, can't recommend it highly enough. There's more than one seed sown in each module. There's sort of 4 or 5, and it works really well because you're doing cut and come again. It sort of uses the space out a bit better. You get more yield. You're not growing big corianders, you're growing lots of tasty ones. It's taken me years to get to work out how to do coriander, because they say it bolts, but it's really just following its life cycle. So it does low rosette of leaves in the beginning of the year, and then bolts straight up to set seed, which is what it wants to do. What you can actually do is sort of treat it like a kale and make your way up the stem as it goes up. And I mean, it's not the perfect coriander that you expect when you go to the supermarket, but it's not far off. It's got the same taste, and it's yeah. So you do get quite a long. You can get a long yield. Cut and come again with it. Because I thought, everybody says, oh, it bolts as soon as you transplant it. Well, it's just doing its life cycle. Now that'll regrow, and I'll show you again in 3 or 4 weeks. Here in the greenhouse, it was -3 last night, Seems to say there was a 31-degree high yesterday. That's pretty impressive. I do notice they were up to what, 16, 17 degrees Celsius at the moment. This is sort of 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, middle of January. So yeah, greenhouse doing its job. So I'm in the greenhouse where I've got double clutches. There's my worm bin. Double clutches again, in the sense that I've got a clutch and I've got the greenhouse protecting just a few winter salads. It's got some coriander. I don't know whether this is in focus or not, is it? The spinach, lettuce, and more coriander and more spinach. That's Grenoble Red, I believe, and it's yeah, it's doing a lot better than the lettuce I put out here last year. So yeah, it's a good winter lettuce. Well, good lettuce full stop. That was all of these seeds were sown in October. So I'm going to pick a little bit for tea. As before, we're picking the outside leaves. And, the advantage of, you do get I mean, it's like oriental salads. If you sow them late summer or into autumn, over winter, you get a longer period where they're in big leaf as opposed to bolting. So this is the reason that I'm growing them like this. I'm not sowing them in spring. It's because then I get a little something to eat over the winter, and it just keeps putting out bigger leaves instead of the little ones. When they're bolting, they produce not bolting. When they go to flower, I don't necessarily think that's bolting. They are animals after all. When they go to flower, the leaves produced are indented. They're quite sharp. You don't get so much leaf, as it were. So, but the flavour's there. It's well, they're still pretty. Give them banky leaf on there. Anyway, there's been some, well, at -3, there's been some frost in the garden. This is in the shady part at the bottom of the garden. Autumn leaves I put down to protect the soil. In the shade, there's like you can see in the shade, there's some frost. In the sun, it's cleared up. And you've got these hardy oriental vegetables like pak choi and coriander, not oriental, but you know what I mean. And some kale there. That's Ewiger Kohl from Germany. It's doesn't flower. It's a kale. It doesn't flower. It's perennial. And some more oriental salad leaves. So I've got something to eat during the winter and the spring, and I'll cut some more now. I won't bore you with the watching me doing it. This is after I've picked the salad leaves. I know it looks like I massacred it, but I give the opportunity for those spring onions and leeks to put on a bit of fat, and of course the salad leaves will grow on. The seed for the oriental leaves comes from one of those multi-packs, Unwin's multi-packs. I've forgotten what it's called, but it's it might even be called oriental leaves. It's got Kailan and Komatsuna and Mizuna and things like that. So it's a good value. You get a lot of use out of it over the winter and the spring. But this will if you sow this in spring, it will bolt before you get any decent leaves. So and I keep trying to beat that idea. I keep thinking if I try a different technique each year, I'll be able to stop it from happening, but it doesn't happen. So sow it from sort of July, late June onwards. Oh, I picked that's my haul and a colander. That's not too bad, is it, for one picking? Just thought I'd show you my chilies, overwintering chilies. I keep them under IKEA lights. Get these little LEDs from IKEA. Really good value. I've got more than one. And so I like to keep chilies over winter. So I'm just letting you let you have a quick look before I sign off. This is Medina, and this is my magnificent, this has got no lights on it, magnificent lemon algae lemon drop. It's still got leaves in January, look at it,